That's right. I always
5 o'clock. Oh, no, they'll be asleep by now. So tonight you have Ella and I again because we are, I feel like we're, I was thinking about this today and I feel like we're more like radio stars now.
I
We're not
actually
hogging
feel
the
that.
limelight.
I feel that. This is our jam now. This is where we like to be. We like to be with you guys at 5 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. Why not?
Yep, I say the same thing. So tonight, what are we looking at? Or this afternoon, what are we looking at? We're looking at signs from spirit.
Yes.
I love this topic. I absolutely love it. And I have so much to share, and I know that you do too, Ella. So what do they look like, and do you miss them? Why do you keep missing them if you are missing them? And how do they get your attention? So we're going to talk all things spirit signs.
Oh, I love it. I love
Maybe not all, because we'll keep a few tricks for tonight.
Exactly.
And for those who don't know, tonight we do have a webinar, and I will pop the link in the chat in a moment. But yes, so Ella,
yes,
would you like to have a chat about some signs
100%.
from spirit?
100%. And you know what? If you do have a sign, if you're watching and you have a sign from spirit, put it in the chat, because we love to hear what other people's signs are. Because, I mean, I love talking about my signs and I love hearing about Mel's, but I would love to hear about any sign that anyone has. So please put it in the chat. And if you are watching as a replay, #replay. But signs from spirit, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I do sort of nerd out when it comes to signs from spirit. So if I start talking too much about my signs, I'm going to have to rein it in. But some of the signs from spirit I guess we have traditional signs from spirit, and then we have signs specific to our loved ones. So I think the traditional ones that most people would think at, Mel, would be like feathers, flowers, coins, recurring numbers, songs, all those sorts of things, animals. They're probably some of the main things that people would think of when they think of signs from spirit. And they're the main things that, I sometimes used to think of before I really got into this work, that they're realizing that there are obviously different unique signs that we can have for our particular loved ones. And I might share one about my grandmother.
Yes, please do.
Share, and then I would love to hear one from you as well, Mel, because I think that we do sometimes miss them. But being in this space as well, I think we're a little bit more aware, and the more open that we are, the more they're going to share. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But a particular one for my grandmother is she's always loved orchids. So the beautiful orchids, and whatever color, the white ones, the purple ones, but hers, like her orchids, when I think about her, I always think of orchids. She used to grow them in a garden. They were her favorite flower. But I remember, so she passed not long before I got married, and then I fell pregnant. It was my first baby. And, first time mum, I was so nervous. You know what it's like having your first kid, right? It's nerve-wracking. There's so many emotions, so many hormones going on. I was really overwhelmed. And then I was, still working full time at this point, exhausted. I worked long hours and a long distance away also from home. And I remember this one time, I was almost 9 months pregnant at this point. And I used to work at the bottom of a hill and have to walk up this massive hill, 9 months pregnant. And you can imagine me waddling along up this massive hill. And at the time, I was really overwhelmed with, stress about, number one, am I going to make it up the hill without giving birth? Number two, there's so much still to organize. And, we're nearing the end of my pregnancy, starting to feel it and starting to get really stressed. But I'm walking up this hill thinking about all these things. That all of a sudden, I look down and I see this beautiful orchid on the path right in front of me. And I literally, as I'm walking up, had these tears running down my face. And I instantly knew that's my nonna, that's my grandmother. And she was there to give me, and I felt this overwhelming sense of comfort, overwhelming sense of love. And I just felt so supported. And I knew, I looked around, I'm like, where is the orchid tree? There's no orchid tree. So I knew this was a sign from her because I could recognize her love of orchids, and that was the thing. And I knew that I was going to be okay. And that's what I love about signs from spirit. They just come, and they're synchronicities. They come when, you know, you're thinking about your loved one, or there's something going on in your life and you need that little bit of extra guidance. And that's the clincher. That's what I love so much. So that's my particular story that I think about often. I think about her, and it was one of the most beautiful memories that I have, and I absolutely love it. But that's my sign from spirit.
Oh,
what about you, Mel?
I love that. I love that. Firstly, hi, Wendy. Hi, Pauline. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Would love to hear your favourite signs too, so pop it in the comments. Feel free. Mine, I have so many. I think most recently would be, there's two. I might share two.
Oh, share two. Yes, please.
Two? I don't know.
Yes.
Earlier this year, my mother transitioned back home, and so the days post and also leading up to, you know, when we did the final send-off and everything, certain songs would play.
Oh, love that.
And this was amazing. Now, one of my beautiful, beautiful friends sent a song to me, I think maybe the next day of Mum's transition back home. And that song I'd never heard before, but it came to her, and we actually used it at Mum's funeral.
Oh, I love that.
So, and it's still like, it's such a beautiful song, and it's one that I've never ever heard before. But Mum was very much into the rock and roll, and so all these songs come on, whatever, I might have the radio on and something will pop in, and so I love it when it comes through with music. And sometimes little snips, like you might be busy doing something, and then you just hear the chorus or hear a line and it comes out. So that wasn't spirit then, that was just a list.
I was wondering if something was flying across, someone to tell you that they are hearing what you're saying and liking what you're saying.
No, but we did have that before, didn't we? When we were waiting to jump on, we had like a little whisper of spirit come through. So that was amazing to see, because, and for everyone that watches, especially the lives on a Thursday when Ella and I are on, but anything, even tonight's webinar, keep watching the background, because it's so quick that you'll just go, you'll see it, and it'll be just like a little across, and there was no start, no end. You'll just, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I love it. And that's a definite sign from spirit, because that is actually spirit come through.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Love it. Yeah. That wasn't my second one. My second one was, can I share my second one?
Yes,
Am I hogging the limelight too much?
No, not at all. I love songs. I love that mum through songs. I love that's a beautiful sign from spirit.
My other favorite would be one of my best friend's mum. When she comes through, I always know, because I have this sudden urge to pull all my curtains down and wash them. Wash the windows. So I always do a bit of a spring clean. And then I ring my friend and I go, your mum's here again.
Yep.
I've got this sudden urge to clean, and then she disappears, and I'm like, oh, now I don't have the urge. I just want to sit down, have a nice cold glass of lemon water, and not finish the spring cleaning that she's just started me off on.
Oh God, I hate that. So was she a bit of a clean freak? She liked to?
I think it was the memories. It was the memories that my friend had when she was a child, and you know, which many of us probably have, is that when your mum washes the curtains, like the shears, and then while they're still wet, may hang, like my mum did the same thing, hung them up on the window to dry, as opposed to hanging them on the line, just hang them straight up again. And the breeze coming through, and you know, the smell of the softener coming off the curtains as the wind wafts through them, and like it's just so beautiful. So
it is.
Yeah, that for me, that's probably one of the most special signs that I receive pretty regularly. Actually, I need to reach out to her because it happened to me on the weekend as well.
There you go.
I didn't. So there's yeah. It always happens. She's always around when there's major things, and that's the thing with spirit, isn't it? About signs is they're so subtle, or they're memory joggers.
They sure are. They sure are. I think we expect sign from spirit to be dramatic, but they're not. Sometimes they can be subtle like that. And that's why I think sometimes we may miss them because we are so busy and we're living our life. And I mean, that's understandable. Everyone's busy. Everyone's got something to do, and life can be like that. But that's why it can be missed because they are not, they're most of the time, they're not dramatic. They're like a song that comes up or a feeling. As you said, I feel like I have to clean, or a little flower on the floor. If I wasn't paying attention, I would have walked straight over it. So it's true. It's true. They can be very subtle. Oh, I just saw rainbows as well. Oh, yes. Rainbows are a beautiful sign. I had one the other day, actually, when I was driving to work. I was thinking about, I can't remember what I was thinking about, but I saw a beautiful rainbow. It wasn't raining yet. It started raining afterwards, but it started to rain after this beautiful rainbow. And I thought, oh, that's definitely a sign to say I'm on the right track. But oh, rainbows, I love that. So thank you so much for sharing.
I love Wendy's one where she was at a friend's funeral, and the lady that the party was for. I always say party. I don't mean to, insult anybody. I just think it's a celebration of their life, of the life that they lived with us, but who loved leopard print. And then during the course of the service, there was a butterfly going around, the orange and black ones.
Love that.
How amazing is that?
You can't deny it. Like they and that's why I get so amazed, even to this day, after doing this for so many years, I still get amazed from how they're able to connect with us. They find ways, and it's always remarkable.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
And so I did mention earlier on, like what about if we miss them? Like, how can we make sure, what can we do to make sure that we are as attentive as we possibly can be?
Yeah.
Because spirit is subtle, like you said.
100%.
Unless it's like a sledgehammer and they make you get up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning to wash windows.
Look, I mean, a little bit less subtle, but most of the time, a bit more subtle. And we don't want to miss them. That is very true. That is very true. I think my biggest tip would be making time. And I know it is really busy. As I mentioned, it is busy. Everyone's got busy lives, and I understand that. But even taking time out. And I remember when I first met Bronwyn all those years ago, one of the first activities or exercises she got me to do was to sit in meditation, so sit in silence and close my eyes and just ask my loved ones to come through. And I remember this vividly to this day because, as I mentioned, I expected it to be dramatic. Like I expected to feel my grandfather's hand on my arm like you would be touching me. That's how I expected it to feel. And I sat there and I just asked my grandfather to come through, and I asked him, put your hand on my hand, or I think it was something like that, or touch my shoulder or something. And it felt like little tingles. It was so gentle, and it almost felt like if I had just thought too much about it, I wouldn't be able to pick it up. And just making space for that and being open to however they were going to I didn't want to give a framework. I just said, touch my arm and have no expectations. I think that's also a big thing.
Yeah.
No expectations.
Yep.
Because the expectations can act like a block. Do you agree with that, Mel? Like having
100%. No expectations, no judgment of what you see. Just simply sit and observe. And even if that's a kaleidoscope of colours.
Could be.
Or it could be just that feeling of the wind brushing past the skin.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And just being aware of it, because it is subtle, being aware of it and not disregarding it. I think that's the thing. Oh, it was the air conditioner, or it was this, or was that, trying not to get the human brain in the way, but just being open to however they may present. But I think that's the biggest takeaway I would sort of suggest for anyone who wants to connect with their loved ones, in the waking, just sit in meditation, take that time and just ask them to.
Yeah.
They're always going to be around. Ask them to, can you present to me, touch my arm, give me a sign that you're around. I think that's the best sort of tip I can sort of give. Mel, do you have any other tips to sort of add, or any experiences that you would share?
I think that's always been the biggest one for me, is to try and find that time to sit. And it's not easy, but it can be so simple. I get a lot of messages when I'm in the shower.
That's so true.
Because if I'm not, I'll age myself there. If I'm not sitting there washing my hair, singing the Decore jingle, then, I'm allowing the water to wash over and just my mind to empty.
That's so true.
So that's probably the easiest way for me. That has been the easiest way to do it. I did the same thing, the same exercise with Bronwyn years and years ago.
There you go.
And that was I still remember it because it was just so amazing. And, I didn't know. I was just coming into, this whole mediumship gig. Like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know there was a difference between psychic and mediumship. I had no idea. And, Bronwyn's sitting in front of me and she's taking me through this relaxation and little visualization, and it's amazing. And I could see it's so, oh my gosh, I get chills just thinking about it, because I see what she's just about to say.
Yep.
And then we did, I asked for my grandmother to come in, and I saw her little hand, because she was very tiny, my grandmother. I saw her little hand on mine, and I knew it was her.
I love that.
I think, and I know, and she's not listening. So I don't want to blow smoke in the air. But this is what I love about Bronwyn and her teaching.
Yeah.
And it's not just teaching people so that they can go off and do readings.
Exactly.
It's self-development. And I know that I said it last time, and I will continue to say it forever, because it has truly changed my life. And it's brought an awareness that once those can of worms pop out, you can't stick them back in the tin.
No, that's so true.
But it's such a beautiful awareness.
It is.
Because who doesn't want to go through their life understanding that you can have joy every single day?
Exactly.
We all have problems. We all have ups and downs. That's where the growth comes. So it's how you reframe that and how you sit in that moment and go, okay, I really didn't love that experience, but I'm not going to dwell on it. No. What did I learn from it? And that's how we grow. And that's how, you and I both know this. This is how we grew our own self-development, and then grew into that space of being able to teach people, and, as healers ourselves, being able to help, and not heal in the woo-woo sense, but in that grounded, a little bit of woo-woo, a little bit of woo-woo, a little bit of quantum, we love a little bit of woo, but we can back it up.
Exactly right.
With science.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's so true. I love that.
I do love that. And I'm eternally grateful to Bronwyn Jane for being able to bring that into my world.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
If you want to experience that, jump into the webinar tonight, because tonight you get an insider exclusive on how Bronwyn Jane talks to spirit. So jump on in, because, otherwise you've got to pay the big bucks to get a reading from her.
Exactly right.
He is world renowned, and she's got a wait list the size of her arm, maybe even a little bit longer. I don't know, size of a leg. But anyway, all I'm saying is she's popular.
She is, rightfully so. Rightfully so. She's amazing, the way she connects. And I think, come to the webinar, you'll be able to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let us tell you. You can watch it yourself.
And that is perfect, because we share our experiences, but it's not until you have your own experience that you realize how valuable this is.
Exactly right.
It's such an amazing thing to witness. And I'm always in awe of her. Like,
same. Same. I always say I'm like fangirling over here.
I know.
So biggest fan over here, but it's true. And there's a reason why I've learned so much, and I couldn't agree more with you about the self-development in this space. I really have. And I mean, even if I wasn't going to be a professional psychic medium, I learned so much beyond that, beyond the psychic mediumship skills. I learned so much about myself. There was so much growth involved. And now, and the good thing is when we grow for ourselves, I mean, I think about how I'm going to be able to bring up my children differently to how and look, we don't disregard how well our parents brought us. It's nothing to do about that. It's just about a different experience.
Yeah.
So I just want to give that to my children. And I think this is the way I can do that, by growing myself as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's like a knock-on effect, isn't it? We become a better mother, better wife, better everything, better person, better friend.
Yeah.
You know?
And a happier life, much happier life. And
100%.
I mean, obviously, and this is going down, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but you know, you've got parents or grandparents who came up through the Depression and had to be in survival mode all the time. And then that was passed on to our parents and then their parents.
They did the best they could.
And it goes through generations. So everyone's done the best that they can with the knowledge that they've had.
Exactly.
And we are so lucky that we have the understanding and the knowledge that we have.
That's right.
To then be able to give that to our children.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I think that in itself is a gift. So very
it's
great.
How we share our light, isn't it? That's a light worker. A light worker doesn't have to be running around with, you know, saging and bells, and that's a Saturday morning thing after the house clean.
Exactly right. I was going to say that's what I was doing last weekend, but
with my little bag of crystals.
For sure. That's exactly right.
Oh, look, I'm the first one to admit that I'm a nut for crystals. Love them. And we've just laid turf, and there's crystals all under the new soil under our turf. So, you know, I'm one of those little hippy dippy ones. I love it. Why not? Whatever makes you happy, I say.
That's right.
So what will make everyone happy listening to the live today will be jumping in and doing the mediumship mastery webinar.
Exactly.
And there's links in the chat. So
there are.
Please come and join us. Come and have some fun. And
100%. And look, it's just a nice time to hang out with people who have similar beliefs, you know, similar love for all these signs from spirit, you know, similar love to want to grow themselves and develop you know, the connection that they have, and just even with your loved ones. I mean, just to know that they are around, to be able to be open enough to receive their signs, so that we know that there is something else out there. Like the soul is eternal, and I love when we say the soul is eternal, because it really is. And having these signs reminds us of that.
Yeah,
it reminds us that we are not alone. And I think that gives a sense of, well, I know for me anyway, I'm talking about myself, but it gives me a sense of comfort in knowing that although we can't physically see them, they're still around watching us, communicating with us. They can see when they need us, like when we need them, and they can send those signs to us. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
It's just so healing to know that.
It's absolutely amazing. Well, Ella, I have loved spending these past few moments with you. Well, few moments. I say few moments because they just seem like they're fleeting. I feel like we've just hit the live button and jumped on. But
I know.
We do need to go and allow everybody to go and enjoy the rest of their afternoon and get dinner ready and kids washed and whatever else needs to be done, and signed up for 7 o'clock. And I would like to put the challenge out there for those of you who are watching. And no, that wasn't one. I'm getting excited now, but that was leading me to, when you watch tonight, look in the background and please pop a comment in, because Ella and I are watching the comments.
Yeah.
Pop a comment in if you see a little wisp go past, even if you think, oh no, that wasn't one. Tell us, because I'm going to mark down the times and I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch it.
100%. Oh, I'm excited to do that.
Yes.
I'm excited to do that. I love that. And they will be around. I'm sure it's going to happen, because they know collective energy. We're all wanting to see these signs, and we're all sending that out there. That intention is being put out there, so they will deliver. They will be there.
They will. Just will you be quick enough to catch them?
Exactly. Well, yes, that's right. That's right. I love that. Oh, thank you so much, Mel. And thank you everyone who has joined. And everyone who has sent in their signs as well. We love hearing about signs. I mean, it does give me chills when I think about it. And I always get amazed by, different signs from spirit. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mel. I love spending time with you. But yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you all at 7 o'clock Sydney time.